Hello everyone, and welcome once more to another episode of the LSDJAM 2020 and 2021 Showcase. This time we're going to be checking out the 2021 Jam release Motif. This is a simplistic dream generator inspired by Soup 0.9. If you are wondering what Soup 0.9 is, keep wondering for now, but watch for bonus episodes as I got a bit curious about that myself. We'll be checking that out later. This was made by Ainlet, and I don't know much about it. There's not much information. But let's give it a look, because it looks interesting. Yeah, soup. Soup seems quite interesting, too. And not just the soup you could drink, either. But before we begin, of course, if you like the video, do think about giving it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that as well. But if you really want to help out, think about coming over to Twitch. We're trying to reach a partner over here, and I'd love to make this year the year we do it, but I can't do it without more viewers, and thus, your help is appreciated. If you want to come by, whether it's to lurk or to talk, think about doing so, because it really does make a difference, and we'd love to have you. Also, we have a pretty cool Discord community if you want to check that out, and I have a Ko-fi link if you want to help directly monetize my content. All links are in the description, so check them out at your leisure. With that being said, let's go ahead and play, and let's see if this chiptune is so loud. Alright, let's see if the volume's actually loud after I hit play. Oh! What the hell? Okay, let's see here. Wait, I don't know what I'm doing. So the itch.io page for this had basically no information. But what do we got here? Dream Diary, 0 of 256 entries. Update diary, undo changes. Enter a seed, random seed, load dream. This is curious. Update diary? Okay, that doesn't do anything. I guess I have to enter a seed? Or maybe I could just load dream. I think I could also... Oh, that's really interesting, actually. Alright, then. There might be more to this than I thought. And, is this still a bit loud? Let me know. If it is, I'll turn it down a bit more. What do I got here? As far as I know, the controls are just WASD and some screen-changing resolution things. Sounds okay? You feel like it's good? A bit loud? I'll give it a touch adjustment. I keep turning down my headphones, but it never feels like it's enough. There. That's probably good. Alright, well, I guess... Okay, so... I'm not sure what that means. So I can generate seeds, so obviously the game's randomly generated. And what's the goal? These diamonds don't seem to be a goal. Alright. Can't seem to collect them. There's a door here. I assume that's a door. Okay. Why do I get a Cheetos vibe from this area? Probably Red Hot Cheetos. So I guess we walk around, look for doors. And there's also random geometric shapes I can't interact with. I guess. That's silly, it's quite bright. I wonder if the music is also randomly generated. I'm not entirely sure if there's a point. I mean, there's a diary with a finite number of entries, quite a few entries though. Maybe the goal is just to fill that up? Aesthetic's interesting. Music's interesting. Oh, the notes sound slightly melancholy. Looks like our only objective in these areas is to find the door. Wait, hold on. Huh? Okay. Diagonal line, square, circle. Diagonal line facing the other direction, blank, isosceles triangle, vertical line, plus sign. Alright. There might be language here. Language I cannot interpret. That's a very short conversation. Intriguing, but indecipherable, at least at the moment. Hi, Hyper. Why did you enter via Scream? Alright. Saga Movie people. Inspired by Soup. Now I'm really curious what Soup is. I'll tell you a little bit about Soup. I looked it up after playing this. It was made by some Japanese game developer, just an independent person, a long time ago, and it's apparently got recently updated, like after years of just sitting at like whatever version it was at. And it's on this one really old-ass looking webpage, and you can download it there, so I grabbed it. I'm still not exactly sure what it is. But this is apparently inspired by it. So it left an I know it left an impression on numerous people, Soup. Because there's a few videos on it. I didn't watch them, but... like, it immediately just sounds intriguing. Like, why is it called Soup? I'm speedrunning now. I mean, it's a bonus episode. We might check it out later today, ideally. Unless the games we play today are actually longer than I think they are. But we'll see. This should be the last episode of the LSDJAM showcase stream. But I can't guarantee that, considering I have no idea how long the games actually are. It's always an estimate. I mean, this was mildly intriguing, but I'm starting to get a bit bored. Is there, like, an end point for the doors, going through the doors, or...? I'm not sure. Randomly generated rooms, and I think randomly generated music, though I'm noticing the music shares the same kind of melody track each time. Like the same flow, despite it being seemingly random. So while the music is random, it's still stuck to a, kind of a beat, kind of a particular melody structure. Same leitmotif. Yeah, basically. I wonder if Soup's more interesting than this. Actually, from the little bit I saw of Soup, Soup is more interesting than this. So this game may be inspired by Soup, but I imagine Soup's probably a little more interesting. I mean, the people are kind of interesting, but I don't understand them, so... I wonder if you could cipher what they're saying. You know, I wonder if each symbol is tied to a letter or something. Well, like I said, Soup will probably... Soup is, let me explain how I'm doing the LSD showcase here. I'm covering LSDJAM 2020 first, because I missed it. And then I've been covering... We covered those first for the most part. And then we've been covering LSDJAM 2021's entries, and we're almost done there. And then I have some bonus entries that I've covered here and there, a few of them, along the way. For instance, technically speaking, Boundless Dreams was technically a bonus episode. As was... What was the other bonus episode? Yeah, also Quantum Eternity was also a bonus episode, because that game predated the LSDJAM entries of the Quantum series. So the first Quantum game was not technically part of the Jam, so thus it was a bonus game. So we've already covered a couple bonus games, but I have a couple more to cover. Once we've covered the rest of the 2021 games. So, I'm really getting kind of bored, actually. I mean, it was interesting at first, because I was wondering, but there just doesn't seem to be much to do. I do wonder, though, if every time I go through a door, it's advancing that counter we saw at the beginning. I would presume so, but I'm not really sure how to tell. Save dream. Oh. Add to diary. 0 to... Okay. So, what's the point of the seeds thing? So I guess I just save that. Though it doesn't seem like... Wait, hold on. Save, edit seed, update diary. Ah, so I can save up to 256 seeds that I've generated in this. And then they can be easily revisited or whatever. The question is why? The question is why would you care? Why would you care to add these seeds and record them and revisit them? There doesn't seem to be much to do. Hold on a second. It's definitely one of those games where I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't think I am. Checking the itch.io page. It's very brief. Simply says simplistic dream generator, inspired by Soup 0.9. I suppose it lives up to that. It seems to be randomly generating dreams, and it is simplistic. And the music is an algorithm inspired by SG's Beepster. It's basically 3 arpeggiators playing at different speeds. That's fair. Yeah, I think we've pretty much seen everything. Hot take, by the way. I'd say like 4 out of 5 times. I don't really care for games. Or at least I'm less excited or interested in games that randomly generate content. I will generally always prefer handcrafted content over random generation. It does benefit some games, don't get me wrong, but typically speaking, I'm very good at noticing patterns, so if a randomly generated game isn't very competent at randomly generating or has a limited number of resources to randomly generate from, I start getting exceptionally bored as I notice patterns. This is mildly interesting, but there's certainly not much here. You spend 5 minutes on this, you basically have experienced it. I was really hoping that if I kept going, we'd maybe see an interesting room type generated or something. But I'm kind of feeling like we've kind of seen everything. Mainly made world with a randomly generated mode, like, well, Bloodborne has that as an optional thing, so you don't have to deal with it the entire game. It's an optional thing you can see. Also, hi there, Alex. Welcome. I hope your paws are shiny today. The reason it works for Bloodborne is that the entire game isn't randomly generated, which I think is to its benefit. That's the thing. There's a lot of games that are completely randomly generated. A lot of roguelikes, especially. I know roguelikes were a big deal. Like, a lot of people love roguelikes. And thus, a lot of people didn't seem to mind the random generation. Honestly, roguelikes tend to bore me after a while because of the random generation. It just isn't the same experience as somebody handcrafting an environment. I will always prefer a handcrafted environment. I guess it's quality over quantity, effectively. Random generation can generate way more content, but... yeah, man. Hand-done, that is really... I prefer less hand-done content than more randomly generated content. Isaac's not bad. Yeah, Isaac was fun for a while. The original, anyways. I didn't play the sequel, but... just play the original a bit. I mean, eventually I dropped off of that, and I never touched the sequel because I didn't feel like it. So that was another example where I did get bored after a while, and thus I didn't even care to check out the sequel. But, yeah, I guess what we have is what... I guess what you see is what you get. I don't really understand this. I don't quite understand the point of this game. I'm sorry. It's kind of interesting. Like, it's a cool... it feels like a cool framework to, like, doing random generation. Like, maybe they were playing around with random generation. They were using this game as a test bed. That's kind of neat if that was the case, but... yeah, I don't know. Motif, it's... if there was more to do, if there was some interactions, or if I could understand the people walking around, I think I'd enjoy it a lot more. But as it stands, it's just kind of... feels a little too plain. And I think the music can get a little... given that it's so similar, each song, each variation of music is so similar to the last, it gets a little old musically, too. I would have liked it to just go absolutely nuts. I would have liked it to go the algo music direction. If you don't know what I mean by that, look up algo music. Because that would have been more interesting, in my opinion. But, yeah, a little too repetitive. Random generation certainly was happening, but it was too simplistic, non-interactive, and limited to really be that interesting for very long. Regardless, that was Motif.